Hey guys, Marsing here bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so tonight we are getting a maintenance that will bring update 5.7.1, and this is the big one that is bringing a update to the Friends system, the one that is currently out on JP. Now, when this first dropped, there was a lot of buzz on Twitter that they'd actually made the Friends system worse. I'm not entirely sure why that was the case, because by the time we got to like the end of the first day, when people had actually had a chance to play more, a lot of people had then turned around and said that actually the update is great, and of course is much better now than it was before. I've even seen a few people like on the global side talking about the fact that they can't wait for this update to come out because it does make it a lot easier to run certain teams. So obviously you're able to check in your own version of the game at the moment, unless you're watching this much later after it comes out and the game is actually in maintenance already. But if you go into your news section and go to the other tab on the far right, obviously they did the update recently where it shows all of these things in your local time. So for me, I'm actually quite liking these recent maintenances because it starts at 2 o'clock in the morning and finishes at 7:30. So it's 5.5 hours of maintenance. But for me, that's, you know, I'll be asleep for like most of that. So it does work out quite nicely for me. So obviously, again, you guys will have to check what that is in your local time. If you're in America, you're usually, depending on the time zone, anywhere between 8 and 5 hours behind me. So that's like, what, 8 p.m.? Yeah, 8 p.m. to sort of 11 p.m., depending whereabouts in the US. But again, check your own version and it will tell you in your local time. So, update 5.7.1. So it's got two major things. Well, I say major. This one really is only minor. So optimize the display of characters who can be awakened under the Awaken tab of the character growth page. A character's icon will be applied with a special effect if you've collected all the awakening medals required to Dokkan Awaken or Extreme Z Awaken a character. So honestly, I can't say that this is, you know, particularly great, like particularly useful. It just shows you if you have all the medals for a character already and that they're ready to awaken. But I mean, most of the time you're going to farm up a unit or summon a unit, not have the medals obviously, and then go get the medals straight away. Like say it's a Dokkan Fest, you've got to run their event 11 times. You're just going to run it 11 times and then come back and awaken them straight away. So it might be good if you have some older units in your box, maybe LRs that you pulled a while ago and just like forgot to awaken, and it will highlight to say that you actually have the medals already. But this is just a very minor thing, obviously nothing too interesting. And then down below, optimize the recommendation mechanism of friend supporters. The recommendation mechanism of friend supporters will be optimized. After the optimization, friend supporters labeled with guest may also be selected from teams that are recorded in the clear record of the stage. So the way this works essentially is, as long as you have people that have beaten the stage with specific teams, you will find those friends. So there's something that people have been referring to as the dev like friends, which if you go into, I've been using them for link leveling quite a lot lately. If you go into an event and filter your friend search by, I always just do mine as super physical, and then because it's easy to find because they're the options right at the top, you go super physical, and then for categories, Saiyan Saga, because it's literally the top right, first option up the top. And then that will always give you a guest version Z Goku. Now, if you switch the display to look at like the actual friend name or whatever, they're always a fairly low rank, but they have a really low ID number. Because you'll know if you've ever added anyone as a friend by getting their code, or if you've given your code to somebody else. They're quite long numbers, but when you look at these like quote-unquote dev friends, like I'm literally about to go into a link level stage right now, and the friend ID is 19. So obviously it's not a real player, it's like just a guest that has been put there by the game. So I made a post over on Twitter before I made this video, just so I could make sure I got all the details down correctly. So asked people to clarify exactly what is going on with the update from people that played JP. So shout out to my boy Annie. And he says basically what I've been saying. So every event has dev leads. If people use the unit as a leader, you can find it. It has an infinitely reusable, link level 10 most of the time, leader, basically if you find a dev lead for Super Saiyan God Trunks, you have infinite of that friend. And to clarify, I said what determines like if they're available, because obviously not many people are exactly going to be beating a bunch of stages with the gods like God Trunks. And he said he's not really sure on the specifics. It's mysterious. This is the problem with the update, is they didn't really give like clear details on how everything works. But as somebody else here says, basically you can reuse friends. But yeah, basically you can find some developers' accounts and you can use them as many times as you want. The ones that I have highlighted are the accounts I mentioned. Some are not fully maxed out yet, but I think it's a matter of time. So you can see there is literally a friend LR Cooler available, friend Majin Vegeta, and these are just guests that appear. So the Annie links to his own post here that he made not long after the event actually came out on JP. So farming the Peppy Gals, I think it's the Easy A. Or is this medals? Oh no, the heart medals to actually awaken the Peppy Gals characters. And because that event, you get a boost by using a Peppy Gals team. This Rainbow Star Videl popped up multiple times in a row. And he says, does this, our boy Platty over here says, does this work for Extreme Z battles? I think is it to his post? There's a reply from Truth in here. Yeah, here we go. Red Zone is the only place it's iffy. Grinding story events and you find the infinite of the rare LRs for max drop bonus. And then yes, somebody said I used the same LR Metal Cooler friend multiple times when doing Kid Goku's Easy A. So this is actually really, really good because I had somebody mention, it was a comment on a slightly older Easy A video that just came across in the last couple of days, of somebody saying that they were actually unable to finish the Easy A because they didn't do it when it first came out, which is obviously when most people change their friend lead to whoever is going to be best for the new Easy A. And then if you miss that window, it then becomes very difficult sometimes to find specific friends for these Easy A's that have really weird categories. But because those Easy A's will have been beaten by people on the friends list in the records section multiple times using the actual correct leader, what this new update means is that you will always be able to find a guest friend for that Easy A. So now, if there are any Easy A's that you have not yet beaten because you were struggling to find the right friend, you should be able to now have essentially an infinitely usable version of the leader that you want to run. So that's also good for people if you want to farm up the titles and obviously beat the Easy A's all the way up to like stage 77, then that can be very useful. I know there are a few that I've been doing like a couple of stages a day and then you just don't get any more of the friends, so it becomes a lot more difficult to do. So obviously that's something that will be very, very helpful. Now we'll obviously have to see as time goes on how this works. He was saying about the Vegito, so unless you run like AGL 13, you should easily find leads. God Trunks might be a problem since the Heroes team is atrocious. How dare you? But Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Vegito won't be a problem. So remember, this is a thing that people say, especially when it comes to Heroes. People that will tell you to skip Heroes will say things like, oh, you'll never be able to find like a friend leader after, you know, the celebration ends. After that first couple of weeks, when the hype dies off for most people, you won't be able to find friends. Now, shout out to everybody in our little community here, all the members of the Ningen Club, pushing that hashtag Heroes agenda. There's a bunch of us, including myself, apart from, you know, the odd occasion that friends have asked me to change it for someone for them. We've been leaving God Trunks as our friend leader. Basically, my friend leader has been God Trunks since he came out last year, aside from the odd instances where people have asked me to set specific friends for them to do certain runs, or during the worldwide celebration, because I did Rainbow STR LR Cooler. Once I got into full level 10 links, I set him as my friend for like a week or two, and then straight away went back to God Trunks. So what that means is, after the initial hype for the Hero Celebration dies down, you should still be able to find Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Vegito friends, because people like me will have been using the Heroes team to beat like every event in the game. And so then there will be like records of the stages being beaten with the Heroes team. So this update comes at the perfect time, because this actually is a huge benefit for the Heroes team and the longevity of actually being able to run the Heroes team and actually find the right friends that you need. So this is coming today after the maintenance. Make sure you, like I say, check in your own version what time the maintenance is in your local time, because of course you can't log into the game at all. Make sure you've logged into the game before the maintenance starts, because again, depending on your time zone, you don't want any interruptions in, like, you know, if you haven't logged in all day and then you lose your consecutive streak. I know it doesn't really matter because the rewards aren't that great, but I know a lot of people get mad if they miss that due to a maintenance. So make sure you get logged in. Once this video goes up, the maintenance, by the time I upload the video, the maintenance is not going to be for another like 11 hours. So if you're watching this video, unless, you know, it went up 11 hours ago, log into the game right now. Make sure you've logged in for today. Go into the news tab and check for yourself when the maintenance starts. So let me know what you guys think down below. Are you excited about the friend update? Are there some easy A's that you're going to get to be able to finish now because of this? Or are you just on board like a lot of the rest of us for this hyping up the heroes agenda? So let me know all of your thoughts down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.